After a frozen morning of packing up our campsite, we headed back into Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Area in Coal Township, Pennsylvania for day 2 of our weekend adventure. With the temperature rising rapidly, instead of the solid ice we found on day 1, we instead found lots of melting snow, mud, slush, and messy puddles. We started heading down into the valleys from the tops of the mountain, counting on our cars to not slide down to the bottom. As the ice continued to melt, we found even more half-frozen puddles to splash through. As the trails got tighter, Robert somehow ended up pulling down some low-hanging dead tree branches with his spare tire carrier on the roof of his Ascent. This car's a tree magnet. I'll put it back. With the tree off the roof, it was time to move on to other trails. As the day got warmer, the ice got thinner and the puddles got deeper. As we hit some rockier trails, Isaiah got out to do some trail maintenance before proceeding.
I'm going to try and swing all the way right and then go up and around rather than go the way that you guys went. I'm going to try and ride high on the right here, get on top of that rock, but I don't think I can fit between them.
Scott ended up picking a perfect line to avoid the bigger rocks by going around them. Oh sure, just go around the rocks instead. The next storm front is rolling in, and currently right now our visibility is dropping to a few dozen feet. And we still have lots of crazy drop-offs to do, and lots of fun ahead, so stay tuned. Even though everything was melting quickly, the steep drop-offs on the mountain trails were still slippery and messy. Even on good days, these are pretty steep trails, but on this day, we had to do it through ice, snow, and mud, and our Subis did not cease to impress us. Finding another steep climb ahead, Zach, Isaiah, and Robert decided to scout ahead while Scott waited at the bottom. The trail turned out to be a bust, so we turned around, meeting Scott back down at the bottom of the trail. If you listen closely, you can hear X-Mode Hill Descent taking the Subaru Ascent safely down the steep, icy trail. As we headed to the Scenic Overlook, the clouds continued to roll in. But the really interesting thing we noticed was that the snow cover and ice was getting less the further we proceeded towards the top of the mountain and the overlook. As we neared the top, the visibility decreased tremendously, and the snow cover practically disappeared. We were now heading to the edge of an underground burning coal vein. After a quick stop for photos, we headed on looking for more snowy climbs to tackle. As we headed away from the smoldering coal vein, the snow and ice cover increased quickly. Approaching a very steep and rocky incline, Zach decided to try it first before we all tried tackling the trail. Even though this is a trail we regularly tackle during spring and summer adventures, after a few failed attempts, we realized that it was just way too steep and way too icy for us to tackle during this adventure. With the day getting later and the weather getting worse, we decided it was time to head back onto Trail 101 and finish our adventure. Finally, we made it back to the part of Trail 101 that's called Puddle Road, where some of the ice was still thick enough to hold the weight of our cars, and some of it we crunched through, having fun spraying mud out of the half-frozen puddles. With the weekend adventure complete, it was time to air up and head home. Until the next time. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, check out our other adventures, and grab yourself some swag from our gear store. And join us in our Facebook community to be a part of future events. And always remember to adventure responsibly and leave no trace.